Hey guys, it's Danny. Oh, it's early morning, so excuse my voice. Today, I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about my plans with the greenhouse. I do plan on changing it, or actually improving it a little bit, make some changes here and there, and of course, add stuff. So today I'm gonna tell you what I plan to do in this year in my greenhouse. Okay, so the first thing that I really wanna do, I think I'm gonna do this pretty fast, is something in the middle. As you can see, my greenhouse is just like a hole, and all the orchids are on the sides or hanging by the window. And yeah, there's a lot of space, but it's also pretty empty and it doesn't look all that cool. So the first thing that I really want to do is put a sort of shelf. We were thinking to actually hang something from the ceiling, but it's not necessarily super safe. I'm gonna be walking here, so I really don't want to have a constant fear that something will fall, especially because I'm using ceramics, which is heavy. I don't want to live in constant fear, so I'm just gonna put some sort of shelving right in the middle. And to increase the quantity of light, I want to do the shelves see-through, maybe plexiglass, I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see what to do. And I do believe it's gonna be a little bit fuller. When you walk in the greenhouse, you're gonna have sort of like a corridor, and it should be pretty cool. So that's the first project that I wanna attend to this year. Okay, the next thing that I wanna do, and probably this I can do very fast, is change the location of my Hoyas. They are currently climbing on the IKEA stand, and as I was saying, they're interfering with the orchids, so I want to make them climb the legs of the shelves and then mount a sort of a wire or something, I don't know, I'll see, something that looks pretty as well, along the shelf, and somehow framing the shelf with my orchids. And yeah, of course, they're still gonna be close to the orchids, but at least they're not gonna be so crammed together, so I think that will be pretty cool. I'm actually thinking of doing this maybe this weekend if I have some time, and I can definitely use this shelf over here and also that shelf over there. Alrighty, the next thing that I really want to do sometime this year is remove that wall, actually, or parts of it. It just so happens that that wall is connected to the hallway of my apartment. So I had this idea, if I can make some sort of windows to that hall, I can actually see my orchids from inside the house. And if I put some LED strips or some LED lights to better display them, they will look really pretty from inside the apartment as well. Bad thing is, you'll be able to see inside my house, but the good thing is I'll be able to see inside the greenhouse. So that will actually make the apartment a little bit more exotic, a little bit more jungly. At least this is what I envision. We'll see how that actually goes. Okay, another thing that I want to do, and this is a little bit more ambitious, a little bit more decorative, I want to plant a sort of a tree on my terrace, not in the greenhouse. And I want to make the branches, well, let's presume I'm buying it already grown, I want to make the branches come through the wall right there and inside the greenhouse. So what I intend to do is actually hang or mount the orchids on that branch. Well, some of the orchids, not all of them. So I want to have a sort of like tree outside that goes inside, transition from nature to a human establishment. And of course, this will be very beneficial for the orchids as well, because they do grow on trees. So the problem is to find a tree with very big branches, because I really want that branch to be quite long. I want it to enter from there and extend at least half of the greenhouse. So I'm not entirely sure yet about the species of the tree that I want to use, but definitely it has to be one with strong branches and with long branches. I'll see, maybe I can model it a little bit. So if I find a tree that is flexible, that will definitely work. Now, about the shelves, I've kind of discovered that watering takes a lot of time still. Not as much as before, but still quite a lot of time, and I'm starting to hate it. I'm completely overwatering orchids. I need to find a better system. So I decided to install sprinklers. Now you will ask, okay, so how will the water drain? Well, simple, I intend to drill some holes in the shelves that I already have, so the water can drip downwards and on the way water the orchids from below as well. And if the water goes on the floor, that's perfectly fine because we have some drainage. And the good thing about it is that it will offer a lot of humidity in my greenhouse. I do have humidity, but it's not cloud forest humidity, so this will solve the humidity problem as well. So I will have to find a way Maybe purchase a bowl or something to protect the light. But other than that, water can sprinkle freely on my orchids. I have no issues with that. And it's gonna give the greenhouse a sort of a mist appearance. But to create mist, you don't only need cold water, you need hot water as well. So we've already provided a pipe for hot water. Some of the sprinklers will have hot water, while others will have cold water. When they mix together, they will get a good temperature for orchids, so I'm not gonna boil the orchids. But what will happen as well is the formation of mists, and not only with a bit of luck, we can create some actual clouds as well. I know this sounds a little kooky, but it's absolutely possible. So imagine formation of clouds that might start to rain on their own somewhere in the greenhouse. If they start to rain on the walls, well, that's a problem, but I don't think it's gonna happen. And anyway, if the walls get in trouble, then I'm just gonna use a paint that is super water resistant, so again, there's no problem with that. But oh my goodness, can you just imagine natural occurring clouds in the greenhouse? Well, I think not only the orchids will love it, so that's something that I really want to implement. Now, I do want to work on aesthetics as well, so somehow I will fix some water resistant light on the shelves as well. That will actually upwards, so they will light the orchids from below, because that light will look very, very good with all of that mist. It's gonna create a sort of an avatar type of feeling, because of course I'm gonna get RGB lights, so I can change the color depending on my mood. If I want green clouds, you know, I'm gonna have green clouds around my orchids. If I want them blue, they're gonna be blue. And you can just imagine all of that mist and cloudiness with those patches of different looking lights. I'm actually gonna transform my greenhouse into a sort of avatar inspired greenhouse. See, as I'm talking to you, I'm getting ideas, so that's exciting. I really want to do that. And the last thing that I want to do, and this might come as a shock, but it's logical, just hear me out. I don't want to grow any more species or stuff of the sorts. I really just want to grow Phalaenopsis. And I know I've said a lot in the past that I don't like them, but secretly I kind of do. I just want it to be different. Yeah, I mean, on YouTube, everybody has to be different and has to be known for something. And well, everybody likes Phalaenopsis, so the only way for me to get noticed is by not liking Phalaenopsis. But it's time to get to terms to the fact that I really like Phalaenopsis. So Nelly Eilers, really, it's just so finicky. This guy, the Dendrobium, grows so slow and I can never find one with roots. All of the other things, they just, I don't know, they don't go together texture-wise. Not to mention, these guys are just way too big. Right now I'm keeping them actually on this table. Why? You know, it doesn't look pretty. I don't have room for this thing. And the Nobelides, yeah, they look pretty, I'll give it. They look pretty right now, but most of the year they're just these canes, and the old ones are bare, and just, they don't really fit the idea of the avatar greenhouse, do they? And if we look at the Phalaenopsis, you know, it's pretty clear to see that they are actually really beautiful. So yeah, I'm gonna give up all of my orchids. I'm just gonna buy Phalaenopsis. They're just so cheap, you find them everywhere. The other orchids will be thrown in the trash. I don't wanna give them away, donate them, because then people will get upset they didn't receive something. I don't have unlimited numbers of orchids, so the best thing and the healthiest thing to do is just throw them away in the garbage. Nobody can have them, and that is that. I am just keeping the Phalaenopsis orchids, and really, you guys, I think it's gonna be a really nice change for my greenhouse. Alrighty, so these are the plants that I thought about for my greenhouse. I might think of more, but let me know down below in the comments what you think about this. If you have additional ideas, do let me know down below. Keep in mind the idea of the avatar greenhouse, okay? So yeah, thank you guys for watching. We're gonna start working this weekend actually on the greenhouse, so stay tuned for that. And thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you hate it, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe to my channel for daily orchids. Oh, excuse me. Daily Phalaenopsis orchids videos, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a video. And with that said, I'll see you all next time. Bye! And PS, if you're watching this video at a later date and you have no idea what's going on, do check the description below. Actually check the date of the upload of this video, and then everything will make sense. From all of those ideas though, one is kind of true. I do want to make something in the middle of the greenhouse. I'm still thinking about it. It's gonna be a sort of a shelf, because indeed the middle of the greenhouse is kind of empty, looks like a hole. So that will be done, but everything else, I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see.